Have you ever just looked at your phone and wondered what it's really doing? Today, we're going to peel back that curtain on our most personal devices. We're going to see how you can become your own digital detective using a really powerful and free tool called the Mobile Verification Toolkit to hunt for any hidden threats.
It's kind of an unsettling question, isn't it? I mean, we trust these little devices with absolutely everything. But in an age of super sophisticated digital threats, how much do we really know about what's happening behind the screen?
And look, this isn't just being paranoid. High-level spyware, stuff like Pegasus, is a very real threat. It's literally designed to be invisible. That makes it more important than ever to have tools that let us check our own devices. This is how we start to fight back. So let's start by properly introducing the problem, and more importantly, the solution we're going to use to investigate that potential spy in your pocket. Okay, so meet MVT, the Mobile Verification Toolkit. It's an open source project, which basically means it's transparent, it's vetted by the community, you can trust it. Put simply, it's a toolkit that lets you methodically search for signs of infection on your own iPhone or Android. It's just like having a forensic lab right there on your computer. Now, before we really get our hands dirty, I want to share probably the single most important tip from our source material. The official documentation is your best friend. Seriously, everything we're about to do comes directly from those instructions, which just proves that this kind of power is accessible to anyone who's willing to read the manual. All right, time to gear up. This next part is all about getting MVT installed and ready to go on your computer. But don't worry, we're going to walk through it step by step. First things first, we need two key components. MVT is a Python program, so we need something called pip. Think of pip like an app store, but for code. It helps you install stuff. We also need ADB, the Android Debug Bridge. That's the tool that lets our computer talk to our phone. And guess what? This one command installs both. Easy. With those dependencies ready to go, installing MVT itself is, believe it or not, super simple. There's a quick one-time step to tell your computer where to find these tools, which the documentation explains really well, but then the core command is just pip install MVT. That's it. Pip does all the heavy lifting for you. Okay, so the toolkit is installed on our computer. We're ready for the main event, prepping an Android phone and launching our very first investigation. Now, before your computer can even look at your phone, you have to grant it some special permission. This starts with unlocking a hidden menu. All you do is go into your settings and tap on your software version a bunch of times, and boom, you've enabled developer options. It sounds really technical, but it's actually just a secret handshake to unlock some advanced features. Inside those new developer options, the most important setting is USB debugging. Turning this on is what authorizes ADB, that tool we installed a second ago, to communicate with your phone. Once you plug in your phone and hit allow on that little pop-up, you've basically created a secure bridge between your two devices.
So when you run the scan, you use a command with a few options or flags. This table breaks them down. The A flag tells MVT to extract all the apps. Simple. The A flag tells it to analyze them using online threat databases. And O just specifies an output folder to save everything. See, each flag is just a simple instruction to guide the whole scan. The scan's done, and now you have a folder full of data. But data's pretty useless if you can't interpret it. So let's learn how to actually read the results and look for clues. So what does MVT find? Well, in our source example, it found 463 applications. 463! That number alone shows you exactly why an automated tool is so essential. Can you imagine trying to check that many apps by hand? No way. It would be impossible. So how in the world does MVVT check all those apps? It sends them to two key services. Think of VirusTotal as the brute force approach. It scans files against dozens of antivirus engines all at once. Kudos is more like a detective agency, a community where actual human experts analyze an app's behavior to spot anything suspicious.
So what does a potential red flag actually look like? Well, in the source scan, everything came back clean. From VirusTotal, 0 detections. Great. But on Kudos, one app called com.taptap.global had a negative reading. Now, in this case, it was just a benign app store, but it shows you exactly what to look for. Any result that isn't a completely clear pass.
So there you have it. You now have the fundamental skills of a digital detective. You can scan your device, you can interpret the clues, but honestly, this is just the beginning. MVT has even more tricks up its sleeve.
A really powerful feature of MVT is just how versatile it is. I mean, we focused on a live Android scan, but it can also sift through an entire iTunes backup from an iPhone looking for suspicious indicators. It can even analyze a backup of just your SMS messages, pulling out all the links so you can check if any of them are malicious. Pretty cool, right?
And that brings us right back to the most empowering message from our source. None of this required some advanced programming knowledge. It was all done by just carefully reading the instructions and using the commands they gave. This proves that these powerful tools aren't just for experts. They're truly designed to be used by all of us. You now have the blueprint to start your own investigation. This explainer has given you the toolkit and the method. The only question left is the one right there on your screen. What secrets will your phone reveal?